Have you ever wondered why some communities seem to thrive through adversity while others struggle to heal? The answer often lies in how they respond to trauma. Not just in hospitals or therapy offices, but in schools, parks, faith centers, and homes. This is where community-based trauma-informed care comes in. It's not just a theory, it's a movement, a way of caring for each other that centers empathy, safety, and human dignity. Let's explore what that really means and how you can be part of it. What is trauma-informed care? Trauma-informed care starts with a simple idea. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with you?" we ask, "What happened to you?" This small shift changes everything. It means recognizing that many people carry invisible wounds, shaped by neglect, injustice, violence, or loss. And it means responding not with judgment, but with curiosity, compassion, and support. This approach isn't just for therapists, it's for everyone. From school teachers and bus drivers to neighbors and store owners, anyone can be part of the healing. The 6 core principles of trauma-informed care. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA, offers 6 guiding principles. Safety. Physical and emotional safety must come first. Trust and transparency. Clear, honest communication builds lasting trust. Peer support. Healing is stronger when shared with those who've been there. Collaboration. Working with people, not above them. Empowerment. Honoring voice, choice, and strength. Cultural and gender awareness. Recognizing the role of history, identity, and lived experience in shaping trauma. These aren't just checkboxes, they're a blueprint for creating spaces that heal instead of harm. Why community-based care matters. Most trauma doesn't begin in clinics, it begins in daily life. That's why true healing must also happen in daily life. In schools, neighborhoods, community groups, even libraries. Community-based trauma-informed care meets people where they are. It prevents re-traumatization, builds trust, and makes support more accessible, especially for those who may not seek formal help. When the entire community learns to recognize and respond to trauma, people no longer have to struggle alone. What it looks like in action. So how does this show up in real life? It's in schools that reduce triggers for struggling students, in youth programs that use mentoring and emotional support, in faith groups that hold space for grief and growth, in neighborhood events that build connection and trust, even in libraries where staff are trained to respond with patience and care. These everyday touchpoints create a culture of healing. The power of relationships. At its core, trauma-informed care is about relationships. Healing happens not through systems alone, but through human connection. A smile from a neighbor, a kind word from a teacher, a mentor who listens. These moments matter. For many, especially those harmed by institutions, trust is rebuilt one relationship at a time. That's why grassroots efforts are often more impactful than formal systems. They bring care into real, lived experience. Recognizing trauma in communities. Trauma doesn't always look like what we expect. It can show up as anger, isolation, dropping out of school, addiction, or homelessness. These are not failures, they are coping strategies. A trauma-informed lens asks why someone is struggling, not just how. And that opens the door to healing that is compassionate, individualized, and deeply effective. Training and community education. To build trauma-informed communities, we need education for everyone. Workshops for mentors, training for first responders, resources for business owners, even book clubs that explore resilience and recovery. We're not trying to turn everyone into therapists. We're trying to build a shared culture of care. a common language of understanding and support. Barriers and realities. Of course, this work isn't easy. There are real challenges: limited funding, staff burnout, disconnected systems, and the need to respect cultural contexts. But real change takes time, and it must be led by people who've lived through trauma themselves. Their voices bring wisdom, relevance, and hope to every conversation. What success really looks like. You may not see it in numbers, but you'll feel it. When people feel safe walking through their neighborhood, when youth feel seen and supported, when staff stay longer because they feel valued, when once silenced voices start leading the conversation. These are the signs of true healing and of a system that's changing from the inside out. TAC Healing Rise, a model for change. Organizations like TAC Healing Rise are leading the way. They offer inclusive, culturally grounded tools like workbooks for healing toxic relationships, guides for immigrant women and LGBTQIA+ youth, support for families going through reunification. And beyond resources, they train educators, therapists, and community leaders to embed trauma-informed care into everyday systems. Their mission is clear: healing is not a luxury. It should be accessible to all. So here's the truth. You don't need a degree to be part of this movement. You just need to show up with kindness, with curiosity, with a willingness to care. Community-based trauma-informed care reminds us that healing doesn't happen alone. It happens together. In the spaces we build, the words we choose, and the relationships we nurture. Because when we heal together, we rise together. If this message inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on healing, resilience, and community care. Let's build stronger, safer communities together.